This clip is in honor of Mr. Kunsab Jun and his influence on the New Concept Karate program, and with the deepest of thanks to the old school style in which I grew up in and came from. To all my fellow students, Pilsung, Stevie Ackerman. This is about as bad a group of men as you'd ever want to mess with. The one on the left is Jun Ri. He's the founder of Taekwondo. The one to the far right is Hee Il Cho. As bad a dude as I think I've ever witnessed or experienced. To his right would be Sankey Un. And then the second to the left with the glasses would be my karate instructor, Mr. Jun. This is my first karate school. You can see coming down the busy street. We were attracted and lured by the sign. And we came in a little side door around the corner, barely lit on the white wall there you can see. And we signed up under a man named Leonard Schleiger, $15 a month. That building contained the fondest memories of my life. It is now a parking lot. This is our old training floor. It was an old A&P grocery store. It had a cement floor covered with linoleum. It was ice cold in the winter. Your feet were continually numb. Whenever you had a chance, you'd rub your toes and warm your feet up. In the summer, it was hot and slippery. Your feet were sweaty. You would slide all over, almost tear your groin out trying to hold those long, precise stances that I will be teaching you in New Concept Karate. Old school training. Knuckle push-ups were no fun to do on that floor. You can see me. I am the front left high-ranking student. I joined very young, and I was always in the front row. Pretty much a year after I joined, I was one of the higher-ranking students and maintained that status till I came out of that school as the youngest black belt from the first karate school in Janesville. Now, getting to Mr. Jun, that is him with the heel in the face of former colleague Bill Dooley. Mr. Jun could throw that kick and stop it somehow without caving your head in, which he had the ability to do. The kick was like lightning. This is Mr. Jun at a fair doing demonstration breaking bricks. The kind of bricks you build hospitals and schools out of. The hard fired bricks, the ones that weigh about 5 pounds apiece. He held up 2 with his left hand. And he wasn't a big, strong man. He was a small guy, about 135 pounds. He held those 2 bricks up in front of him, would concentrate and come around with his right hand and do a knife hand strike and break the 2 bricks. The board over his foot was to protect his toes so the bricks wouldn't fall on his foot. It was amazing. This break, too bad we didn't have video of it. It's hard to get a good picture of it because it was such a blur. What he would do is cut a 3-foot long broom handle, take 2 pieces of paper, fold them and tear a half moon out of the center of each piece of paper so it made a round hole. 2 people would hold the paper. He'd stick one end of the broomstick in one piece of paper, the other end in the other piece of paper, so it was only supported by the strength of the paper. Then he would get so tense and keyed up you could cut the tension with a knife. It would be deathly silent. All of a sudden he'd let out a little Bruce Lee cat call before I ever heard Bruce Lee do it. And all you saw was a blur. He started to move and his hand came around. And he let that little scream out. That board would break, hit the floor, and explode off in 2 different directions. It was the most phenomenal thing I've ever seen. I'd love to see one to this day do that, repeat that same trick. Unbelievable. If he didn't have them to break, he broke rocks. But whatever it was, the man could break it. There was nothing phony about this man. He was a true master. So to Mr. Kunsab Jun, also known as John Rudolph, I devote this poem to you. It's called You Truly Were the Best. When it came to encouraging, offering hope, when it came to inspiring, helping us cope, when it came to instructors, We truly were blessed. We're happy to have had you, sir. You were the best. You taught us technique, absolute and correct. You taught us self-pride, self-control, self-respect. You taught us great power, great speed, and great form. You taught us great calm, not to mention great storm. You touched all our lives in such positive ways. The years spent with you were our most cherished days. You brought us together as family, like friends. The boundaries you'd opened, it seems, know no ends. I've searched and I've searched to find someone like you. A few were quite good, yet they still wouldn't do. Many I trained with, yet none met the test. Thank you for teaching us. You were the best. Very absolutely, sincerely, and truly, Steve Ackerman. Yeah, it's hard to believe that little boy is the narrator and instructor and creator of New Concept Karate. It's me when I was about a brown belt. This is me doing a self-defense demonstration against a pole staff of a man called Bob Pucci. Here I am doing my favorite board break, breaking 4 boards as a brown belt. This would have been about 1972. This is me in about 1989, breaking 5 boards with a short side kick, just a real short, no step. Just a quick, effective technique that I use in everyday sparring and would use in a self-defense situation. Very sneaky, very powerful, very effective. And that is the type of training I intend to pass on to you with my New Concept Karate style of training. So I encourage you, go to my link, sign up now, and let's get started. Thank you for taking the time to learn my brief history. I hope you enjoyed the tribute poem to my instructor. I likewise hope I have convinced you that my program will be difficult to find one that compares to it. May our future be a long and prosperous one together. Hopefully your new karate instructor and friend, Stevie Ackerman.